Well, ER ran for 15 seasons, and I have to ask you, Gloria, why do you think it was so special that it lasted so long?
It's just a combination of so many incredible things. First of all, well, I was on for the first five and a half seasons, but it lasted for 15 seasons because the writing was so extraordinary. The acting continued to be amazing, even though, of course, the cast changed throughout the years. And it was so character driven. Obviously the drama of any kind of emergency room is enough to kind of keep viewers kind of excited, but it was always about what was happening with these people's lives that I think really made the longevity so successful.
And speaking of the characters, your co-stars, I don't know who's more excited about this big reunion, us, the fans, or you. So do you keep in touch with some of your former co-stars?
Well, it's been very random throughout the years. There certainly are a couple of, more than a few co-stars with whom I haven't spoken for many, many years. I mean, look, I left ER 20 years ago, 21 years. Oh my gosh, a long time ago. So needless to say, many, many things have changed since that time, but there certainly is a handful with whom I'd stayed in touch. And for everyone to really, it was just incredible for me to give this big ask, if you will, for them to participate in this reunion tonight for Waterkeeper Alliance. And they said, yes, it's just, I've been over the moon excited about it for days now, for weeks. I barely slept. Thank goodness for concealer.
I know you have a big night ahead of you. And before we get to that, I do want to talk about your character on ER because it was so groundbreaking at the time. You brought awareness to HIV/AIDS when people still really weren't talking about the topic. So did your role change you in any way, or the stigma?
Well, the role of Jeanie Boulet and her HIV status really is a story that is very close to my heart, to be discussed at another time. So it didn't change me as much as it, not in that regard in terms of HIV, but what it did do in terms of changing my how do I say this? It changed, needless to say, being on the show changed everything in my life. But when it came to HIV and the story of a woman of color getting the virus, and she was married, she was a professional, she got it from her husband, it just broke down all of those barriers a lot of misinformation and a lot of illusion about who gets HIV, where do they get it, what happens to them, will they die? And again, this is a long time ago, this is mid-90s, so there was still a lot of kind of denial and stigma and shame. Those things still exist to this day on HIV/AIDS in this country and around the globe, no question about it. But it definitely was groundbreaking in the way that at least we started talking about it, and started that Jeanie did not die from AIDS, and that was one thing that I made certain, because the medicines were changing, because the medicines were literally saving people's lives. People were getting their lives back in the mid-90s to the late 90s. So it's one of the most groundbreaking for me personally, not just professionally, but the impact that her storyline continues to have in the world is one that I will always be proud of, in the most humblest way. I know that sounds really odd, but humbly proud to have portrayed Jeanie Boulet in that time, and I miss her.
And I know a lot of people feel that way, and here we are so many years later talking about it. But let's switch gears and talk about Earth Day, because this is why you are doing the reunion. Tell me about the proceeds and where they're going. The Waterkeeper Alliance, you're a president of that organization. Why is it so close to your heart?
Well, Waterkeeper Alliance, I've been involved with this extraordinary global nonprofit for over 15 years. I was on the board of trustees from 2007 to 2010, started doing different environment work afterwards, was always involved. And when they asked me to be president last fall, I took a great deal of time to look at what was happening with the organization, to see how it has grown and strengthened, and it certainly has. Waterkeeper Alliance is a global nonprofit that is solely focused on clean water. And we have 350 plus waterkeepers, licensed waterkeeper groups around the globe. And a waterkeeper is a community-based advocate for clean water for their community. So they patrol and protect their waterways. They educate and encourage the community to get involved and learn about what's going on in their waterways. They partner with other environmental groups to tackle local issues that are affecting clean water. They enforce environmental law. And one of the things that I love the most about waterkeepers, and I call them clean water warriors because they are, for this fact, along with the others I just mentioned, they bring polluters to justice. So whether it's farming or mining or manufacturing or factory farm, animal waste, human waste, energy production, whatever is polluting the waterways, a waterkeeper will find the polluter and they will bring them to court and they will fight them with environmental law, and we win cases.
Wow.
So yeah, Wow is right. And I mean, literally 350 plus around the world. So from Peru to the Pacific Northwest, from China to Canada, from India to Iraq, from Senegal to Australia. We are everywhere. And these people every single day, sometimes risking their own lives in certain countries. You know what I mean? There are certain places on this planet where if you speak truth to power, you are risking your life fighting for clean water. And they do it every single day. So how can I not do what I can do to help amplify their voices and raise money for Waterkeeper Alliance so that we can continue to support them in ways that they need help. We train them. We offer training in organizing and development and fundraising. You know, we connect waterkeepers together in their own regions. There are regional summits that I have been going on virtually, of course, so I can see these waterkeepers and meet them in person, virtually, obviously, but hear their stories in person. And I'm telling you, it's extraordinary. So I encourage anyone who's watching today to just visit waterkeeper.org, find your local waterkeeper or one around halfway around the world, and support that local waterkeeper or the one around the world. Donate, and especially for Earth Day, until midnight tonight, Waterkeeper Alliance is matching all donations up to $25,000. And that very well may be extended because particularly after the ER reunion tonight, we are hoping that the funds will just continue to come in, and every little bit helps. Every little bit helps. And every one of us needs clean water. That's needless to say.
And this reunion, Gloria, is being live streamed on Stars in the House, which is supporting another wonderful cause, this one closer to home and also close to your heart, the Actors Fund. Tell me why you decided to team up with them.
Well, Stars in the House, because they did start this program. It's amazing, these two guys that host these reunions, whether they be from television shows or from Broadway. They started this Stars in the House to raise funds for the Actors Fund when COVID hit. And theaters shut down, obviously everything shut down. But whether it be actors or stagehands or stage managers or the lighting guy, whomever is involved in the arts, not just in New York, nationally, can go to the actorsfund.org and get support, get financial assistance or help in other ways. And so they raised, I think, close to $800,000 for the Actors Fund since COVID. And so I thought, it's amazing that obviously that fund has saved countless lives through these terrible last 13 months. And I thought, well, I wonder if they would be open to doing a reunion for Waterkeeper Alliance on Earth Day. I thought, well, let's just give it a shot. And they said yes. And then I said, oh, great. Well, then we started asking some of my former colleagues, comrades, if you will, and, actors from the show, if they would like to support Waterkeeper Alliance on Earth Day by joining this fun Zoom reunion on Stars in the House. And they said yes. I'm like, oh my gosh, this is so exciting. And so here we are.
Wow.
I'm a little amped up.
And we are as well. We're excited for this reunion. Gloria Reuben, again, thank you for coming on today, and we will be watching tonight. Good luck.
Thanks. Thanks very much.